Hello and welcome back to Moneycontrol's live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Lovisha, Darad. And of course, what a day it has been for the markets. Nothing to complain about. And you can see both the benchmark index have snapped its 3-day losing streak and bulls have powered ahead. It's definitely a positive start to the December series itself. But yes, Nifty is seeing the best single-day rally that it has seen in the last 5 months. And right now, if you look at the levels, it has even topped that 26,200 mark as well. So just a couple of points away from its lifetime highs as well. If you look at Sensex, nearly 1,000 points rally coming in for the Sensex as well. And if you look at the market breadth, that it's a thumping victory for the advances in today's trading session. But yes, all the sectoral indices, they have been trading in the positive territory. And if you look at the Nifty Metal Index, that is showcasing a gain of about 2% as of now. So yes, apart from Nifty Metals, if you look at the Bank Nifty and Nifty PSU banks, both of them are at record highs and they have showcased a smart gain of about 1% itself. On the other hand, if you look at Nifty IT as well, that has also done well with about, yesterday it was a pause for the IT index, but today it's once again it has done well with about a percent gain itself. So, of course, the Fed rate cut hopes and, of course, given that the global markets were also on a strong footing, some of the easing of tensions when it comes to the FII sell-off, that has also lifted the investor sentiment in today's market as well. But yes, if you look at the broader end of the markets, they also remain quite buoyant. Nifty small cap up by about 1%, mid caps also doing well with about 1% gains. So both the broader end of the markets have been quite resilient. On the other hand, if you look at India Wix, that has eased by another 4%. So, of course, indicating that there would be no near-term panic, so to say. But yes, the metal stocks, they are the clear outliers today, extending rally for the second consecutive day. This also comes amid some of the reports where the centre is expected to approve an incentive scheme for the production of rare earth permanent magnets, and the proposal involves an incentive package of about 7,300 crore rupees. And that is why you can see majority of the metal stocks have also been doing well in today's trading session. Apart from that, if you look at Realty and Pharma Index, these two also pockets have been shining for the second consecutive day. On the other hand, if you look at the Nifty Auto Basket, that has snapped about its 3-day losing streak in today's trading session. But yes, to understand how the last minutes of the trade looks like and how you should be positioned going ahead, I'll go across to Ashish Bahety, Technical and Derivative Research Analyst at ProfitMart Securities. Ashish, good afternoon. I mean, what a rally it has been, and we're just a couple of points away from the lifetime highs. So how does the market construct look like to you, and do you expect this 26,000 levels to at least sustain for Nifty?
Good afternoon, Lovisha. It's been a great day, probably one of the best we have seen so far in the last couple of months. And the way Nifty is firing all cylinders, if you'll see Reliance as well as IT, banks, everyone is contributing. And we've already seen HDFC is contributing almost like is above 1,000 plus level, so which is very positive for the Bank Nifty and the Nifty as a whole. Bank Nifty in which ways is showing humongous strength, and the best part is we are approaching all-time high, just 70 points away from all-time high, and we are moving with such a strength is a positive sign for the index as the market as a whole. There's a good buying, and if you see the start of the series with such open interest built up is a positive for the market as a whole. And we've seen in December series, the overall short rollover has been pretty low. So we are heading to a new series into a December series with a very positive mark. We're very positive that we'll see 26,400 plus zone where, probably by next week in Nifty. So every dip is a buying opportunity now. Yes, 26,000 is become a strong support area, and Nifty, I don't think Nifty will even approach this zone 26,000 or 25,900 zone sooner now. So Nifty is well headed for 26,400 mark. Fresh long can be initiated even in these levels, and specifically in Bank Nifty. I think Bank Nifty is much stronger. It is already trading in its all-time high trajectory, which is a clear blue sky zone. And we are hopeful that Bank Nifty will surpass 60,000 mark very soon, probably in December series itself. So it's just 500 point short, just another 1% short of 60,000 mark. So one can go along here in Bank Nifty as well by keeping a stop loss or placing a stop near the support area, which is 59,100 zone.
Okay, okay. Any stocks that you would like to reiterate, Ashish? I mean, if you look at the PSU banks, they have also hit a new record high. And of course, majority of the gains did come in from your SBI or even PNB, Bank of India. All of these stocks were doing quite well. Anything that you're finding attractive at the current levels?
So the list is long. I mean, almost everything is looking good on the charts.
Hmm.
And you can see specifically the capital market stocks, MCX, BSE is looking really good, and metals are looking strong. So is the private sector banks. But if I have to pick one stock, probably BSE would be that stock. It is looking really good on the charts. There's a good buying interest, and the risk reward looks really favorable. So one can go long by keeping a small stop loss of 2850 zone. We're expecting 3100 kind of a level in BSE.
Okay, okay. Ashish, coming to metal stocks, they did once again well today, second consecutive day of gains. But anything that you're liking from this space? Of course, we did have some reports saying that, the center is expected to, approve an incentive package for the production of rare earth metals as well. But anything going ahead? Do you expect this gains to be sustained? Because we did see in November series, the metal stocks was one of the top laggards. But for December series, it has started on a positive note.
Sure. So out of the metal stocks, non-ferrous stocks are looking really good, specifically Vedanta, Hind Copper, and National Aluminum. These three stocks are our preferred picks. Vedanta has given a clean breakout. It is trading above its 20 daily exponential moving average today. So we are hoping that Vedanta may even touch 530 plus levels soon. There was certain news flow which was really putting up the pressure, but I think it's all priced in now. So one can keep a small stop loss of 510 and expect a level of 530 soon in Vedanta.
Okay, all right. Those are the stocks we need to watch out from the metal basket. Let's shift focus and talk about realty stocks as well, because if you look at Nifty Realty, they have extended gains to the second consecutive day. Of course, we've seen that the index has seen quite a bit of a consolidation. But yes, Ashish, what do you expect? I mean, it's the second day of gains for the realty pack, but do you expect the trend to change in the upcoming days?
So reality was under huge pressure, and this is probably the second day we are seeing some reversal. In fact, yesterday was the first day of the reversal, and today is the second day of the consecutive buying. So yet most of these realty stocks are way below their key levels. If I talk about just DLF, its 20 daily exponential moving average is placed around somewhere around 755, and stock is trading at 730. So there's enough headroom available for these stocks. They're just starting a new trend, I'll say, or a reversal of the trend has just started right now. Stock in the since mid of November, these stocks were in huge pressure, but I think they are good bet to go for now. So DLF and Loda remains our top pick in from the realty stock.
Okay, okay, all right. Ashish, what about the broader end of the markets? Of course, we've seen some pain in the small cap index, but mid caps have relatively, fared better than the small caps. But what are the trends that we can watch out from here going forward?
See, I think large cap will outperform the overall market. Large cap and say mid cap will outperform the small cap market for sure. So one
Hmm.
should remain long in these levels in the large cap stocks. From the mid cap, there are very few selective mid caps which are looking good on the charts and where the risk reward is favorable. So I think Gale would be a top pick among the mid cap stock where we can go long.
Okay, okay, all right. All right, let's talk about some individual movers today. We'll first talk about Bharti Airtel. Of course, the stock is down today, given that it did see a block deal where around 3.5 crore shares or about 0.6% equity had changed hands at about 2100 rupees a piece. Of course, the buyers and sellers in the current transaction is not known currently, but we did have some reports that indicated that Indian Continent Investment has launched a block deal in the telecom operator for around 7100 crore rupees. Now, this is the second block deal for Bharti Airtel in the last 3 weeks that the company has witnessed. Ashish, what's your view on the counter for Bharti Airtel? I mean, so far this year we have seen a good run up, but going ahead, how does the charts indicate? Can they extend its uptrend?
Certainly, these dips can be used as a buying opportunity, and stock has been in stellar uptrend since, I'll say, from the start of this year itself, from almost, I'll say, since uh, last year itself, stock has given a return of more than 60%. So every dip is a buying opportunity. Even if you see today, there's a good recovery from the day low. Stock touched almost 2100 zone, and it is now trading at 2130. So there's a good recovery from the day low itself, which shows that there's a buying interest even in the lower levels. So these dips can be used as an opportunity for long-term investors.
Okay, all right. Dip can be used for as an opportunity for long-term investment as well. All right, let's touch base about Tata Motors passenger vehicles. Well, the stock definitely did well today, given that the company has launched its Sierra SUV in India, and the new model marks the return of this iconic 1990s brand in a completely re-engineered avatar as well. And it targets the fast-growing mid-size SUV market. And even the management earlier in the day said that they are expecting that the market share from current 17% in the SUV segment can go across the 20 plus market share going ahead as well. And that's what the target has been. Ashish, what's your view on the counter, Tata Motors PV?
See, the stock has been in huge, humongous pressure throughout, I'll say, in the month of last 3 months, I'll say. There's a good recovery today, but I'll say there are better stocks available, or even in auto, the two-wheeler and even Maruti is looking good, better than Tata Motors PV. So it's a wide category stock for us right now.
Okay, it's an avoid for you right now. All right, from Tata Motors, let's talk about another stock which did well today. That is your MCX. The stock extended gains for the fourth consecutive day. And with this move, the stock has already crossed that 10,000 mark for the very first time, trading at a record high level as well. Right now, it's commanding at about 10,275 as well. But yes, it now has gained in 8 of the last 10 sessions. And for the month of November itself, the stock is up by about 10%. Ashish, how do you view the counter? I mean, it's the third straight month of gains for MCX. So, what's the next target that we can watch out for?
See, first of all, would like to give a disclaimer that we have been recommending this stock from last 3 days to our clients as well as in the certain media channels as well. The stock is looking absolutely amazing on the charts. It has given a clean breakout, and even on the all-time high trajectory, if you'll see, stock has given a 4% kind of a move with a price and volume breakout. Even the open interest is surging on these levels. Our target was 10,300, which is almost, which stock is almost achieved that target today during the intraday trading session. But we've revised the target to now 10,800. So we are hopeful that even that level would be approached in a couple of trading sessions itself. So every dip can be used as a buying opportunity here. Now one should just trail the SL to 10,000 mark.
Okay, all right. Good stock to invest right now at the current levels as well. Let's take another stock in focus. This stock has come off its day's high level. That's your Keynes Technology. But the stock is still exhibiting a gains of about, modestly about 0.3%, given that brokerages have given out a largely positive stance on the counter after its analyst meet. Now, analysts have given out, like, for instance, your JP Morgan, Nomura, they're seeing an upside of about 30% and 47% respectively on the counter, while Kotak Institutional Equities has given out a reduced rating on the stock with their price target projecting an upside of only 7%. Now, what Nomura has said is that the company has been targeting a broad-based growth and has been targeting a positive operating cash flow. So that's a positive cue coming in from its analyst meeting as well. Ashish, coming to you, I mean, the stock has been an underperformer so far this year. So are you expecting any reversal on the horizon?
I think there's a pressure in this space as a whole. The entire white good manufacturer stocks are in pressure. And if you'll see, since October itself, the stock is down almost 20-25%. And even today's market, where most of the stocks are showing strength, the stock has gave up all its gain made during the intraday session. Stock is hovering near its 200 daily exponential moving average, and if that gets broken, or if there's any weakness in the if the market cools off a bit, this stock might underperform more compared to the market. So I would say it's an avoid category stock at this point of time. However, if we see some weakness in the market, this can be used as a shorting opportunity in gains.
Okay, all right. Shorting opportunity in Canes then, all right. Let's shift focus to IFL Finance. Well, the stock has been doing well, 2% gains coming in for the counter, given that the company has approved a public issue of secured NCDs with a shelf limit of about 2,000 crore rupees. And they believe that the issuance may be launched in one or more tranches. And that's why you can see the stock has been exhibiting gains of about 2% itself. Ashish, what's your view on the counter? I mean, the stock started the year with about 400 rupees. Right now, the stock is trading well ahead with about 570 odd levels. So, do you expect this bullish structure to remain intact going ahead?
Yeah, the stock has given a breakout above its September 2024 highs, and the dip we saw somewhere in the March of 2024, the stock has surpassed now that, or the gap which was created there is getting filled right now. So on the short-term chart is also it is looking good. We are hopeful that stock may touch 600 kind of a level sooner, probably in the month of December itself. So anybody is holding long, the support area for them would be 550 area, 550 zone.
Okay, okay, all right. That's the view for IFL Finance. Let's shift focus and talk about Premier Energies. The stock has been holding gains, given that after brokerage firm Nuvama has initiated a buy call on the counter and they're projecting about a 32% upside. Now, what the brokerage has said that the company is looking to capture a strong J curve-like growth in the new energy segment, while its core solar segment remains quite solid. And they're of the view that the margin may ease, but the integration into its BESS transformers and inverters supports the firm's growth and lowers its risk going ahead. Ashish, Premier Energies, what's your view on the counter? I mean, the stock has, however, been underperforming this year.
Yeah, so the stock is already trading near its the lows of its almost 6 months lows. Yes, there's a recovery today in trading sessions, but however, the key level to see is if the stock sustains or breaks out above 1,000 mark and sustains there. So then above 1,000 only it's a buy zone. So till that time it's an avoid category. But yes, if the stock gives a breakout above 1,000, one can go long for the next probable target of 1,050 by keeping a small stop loss of 980.
Okay, all right. 980 as a stop loss for Premier Energies then. Let's move on and talk about MapMy India. Well, the company has partnered with Zoho CRM for location intelligence as well. And the plan is to integrate advanced location intelligence that features into Zoho CRM, which is an aiding business to make it smarter. So, but however, I mean, it's been holding gains with about a flat to a positive bias for MapMy India. But yes, the stock has been an underperformer. Ashish, how does the counter look like? I mean, the stock recently did see a breakout, but then still, once again, it has fizzled out majority of its gains.
Yeah, so there's no strength on the charts. We saw some good move somewhere in the month of October, but from that zone itself, stock has slipped from almost like the highs of 2000, stock has slipped back to 1600, 1650 area. So one should stay cautious in this stock. If this stock slips below 1650, we might see 1600 kind of level on the charts. So it's a cautious stock for us right now. No buy can be initiated right now at this point.
Okay, okay, all right. All right, let's shift focus and talk about an interesting brokerage note that came out today by Motilal Oswal, where they've initiated a buy call on Century Plyboards and reiterated a buy rating on Kajaria Ceramics as well, saying that the building product sector is set for a recovery in the second half of the fiscal year. And they believe that the revival will be supported by some of the low unsold inventory as well and some of the project launch spillovers from FY25 to 26. Ashish, I mean, for building materials, how does the sector look like to you? And both of these counters, Century Ply and Kajaria Ceramics, because so far this year they haven't exhibited any good performance. So, how do you see them on the technical charts?
See, on the charts, there was a horizontal range in between which the stock was trading, and the lower range was almost 750 and the upper range was 800. The stock has given a breakout above that range and now heading for a new, I'll say, range. It's a range breakout. So on the charts, it looks like the stock is gaining momentum with every tick here. One can expect a level of 890 on the charts. By keeping anybody who's holding long should just trail the SL to 790 on Century Ply.
Okay, all right. Let's discuss about another stock in focus. Good volume seen in the counter. That is your SMS Pharmaceuticals. Given that the company has announced that its associate VT Pharma has received a US FDA nod for its reformulated ranitide tablets, which is used to cure the stomach-related issues as well. Now, the clearance definitely marks the drug's re-entry into the US market after a 5-year hiatus, and that's why you can see a good breakout for the counter that came in as well. Ashish, SMS Pharma, any thoughts on the counter? I mean, we're seeing a good breakout, 18% gains.
Yes, stock is almost near to its upper circuit area, which is like 20% zone. So I think a dip can be used as a buying opportunity here. But I mean, to chase the momentum right now would be a little difficult because stock is already up 18% to this trading session. So a buy on dip can be executed here. But anybody is holding long, should the support area for them should be 307 zone.
Okay, all right. 307 as a support zone for SMS Pharma. Good volumes. That's what the counter has exhibited. But yes, let's move on and talk about Paris Defense because it has received DRDO's tech transfer nod for its T90 tank night sight system as well, which allows the company to manufacture and work with the night vision technology in India itself. But yes, Paras Defense in today's trading session, the stock has been quite, seeing a gain of about 1%. But if you look at the past 1 month, the stock has been an underperformer. Of course, you can see that majority of the defense stocks have also cooled off in the past 1 month itself. Ashish, coming to you, Paras Defense, how does the stock look like? And of course, what's your view on the entire defense basket as of now?
Yeah. So yes, the stock did slip after its movement on 14th of November, but stock has been consolidating near its 20 daily exponential moving average, which is positive for any stock. And now I think this stock is ready for a upswing or a upside breakout. The next probable target for Paras Defense can be around 750. The support area, which looks on the as per the chart, is around 707 mark. For the whole defense stocks, I think BEL and BDL are well placed. So our top pick from the defense is BEL, BDL, and some of the shipping companies.
Okay, okay, all right. BEL and BDL, your top picks from the defense space. All right, let's move on and talk about AU Small Finance Bank. The stock has done well today, and the gains have come in after it proposed to appoint NS Venkatesh and Satyajit Dwivedi as the non-executive independent directors for a 3-year term, and they have reappointed Malini Tadani for another 3-year term as well. And if you look at the stock is up by about 1%, and it has risen for the third straight session. And so far this month, it is already up by about 10%. Ashish, how does the counter look like to you? I mean, it has seen a good trend over the past 1 month and even so far this year.
Yeah, so this stock has been a huge strength, I'll say, from April itself, from 1st of April. That's like this calendar year itself, the stock has given an 85% kind of a return. On 1st of April, stock was trading around 510, and now it's trading near its 950 mark. So every dip we are seeing is used as a buying opportunity by the investors. Stock is looking really good on the charts. Any dip can be used as a buying opportunity. But however, since stock has moved so much in past 8 to 9 months, we're a little cautious right now here to go long because the risk reward doesn't justify fresh long at this point of time. But however, any dip near 920 can be used as a buying opportunity.
Okay, okay, all right. Any 920 dip can be used as a buying opportunity for this particular counter. Let's shift focus and talk about Zydus Life Sciences. The stock has been holding quite well gains after it did enter into an exclusive licensing and commercialization agreement with an US-based RK Pharma for its novel sterile injectable as well, which is a oncology supportive care product for the US markets as well. But yes, Zydus Life Sciences, today it's been holding 1.5% gains, but so far this year the stock has been an underperformer. Even in the past 1 month, the stock hasn't really moved anywhere. Ashish, how does the stock look like from a near-term chart perspective?
Since from last 4 weeks, the stock has been continuously making lower low pattern, and from the zone of thousand, stock is slipped back to 920 area. Today, you can say the first day of a reversal. But if this rally or this reversal holds, then stock may head back to 980 odd levels. So probably a good BTST candidate for today if this stock holds its momentum for tomorrow, we can see 980 zone. This strong support area have become now 950.
Okay, all right. That's the view for Zydus Life Sciences. Let's shift focus and talk about NCC because that stock has done well given that the company did receive an LOA from the Public Works Department of Assam. And under the contract, the company is expected to expand and modernize its medical college, which is the valued at about 2,000 crore rupees itself. Ashish, past 1 month, the stock has seen a sharp slide down from about 200 to 175 odd levels. So, what can we expect? How does the near term hold?
Uh, Sure. NCC, you said, right? Just give me the
Yes,
name.
NCC.
Yeah. Uh, I think there's a pressure in the charts. Even in today's session, if you'll see, stock is did touched 179 level, but there's some selling pressure which is come from that zone. The stock couldn't hold the gains of the intraday. So I would say it's a let's wait for the breakout above 181. Then only it will become a buy candidate.
Okay, all right. That's the view coming in for NCC. Let's take another stock in focus exhibiting good gains, nearly 4% gains coming in for this counter. That is your Patel Engineering. Now, the buying also came after the company's fixed date to discuss details of about 500 crore rupees of fundraise through a rights issue. And today the stock has done well, but this year it has been an underperformer. Ashish, coming to you for Patel Engineering, any thoughts? Do you expect this trend to remain the same and this is just a temporary reprieve that we're seeing in the counter today?
I think stock is in pressure from, I'll say, uh, from last year itself. The stock has looked back almost like the 45% fall that we have seen. So it's a little a tricky stock right now. Good buy would it be initiated only if it surpasses 37 in level.
Okay, all right. All right, just let's take another stock in focus. But before that, let's address how the market closes today because, of course, it's been a great day for the Lal Street. And if you look at Sensex, I mean Nifty, it's closed above that 26,200 odd levels, nearly 300 points gain for the Nifty 50. 1% gains coming in for the Nifty. It snapped its 3-day losing streak also in today's trading session, and definitely it's a positive start to the December series. If you look at Sensex, 1,000 points gain coming in for Sensex, a percent gain coming in for Sensex as well. Mid caps have also closed with about 750 points gain. If you look at Bank Nifty, also 700 points gain coming in for the Bank Nifty index as well. So all in all, the breadth of the markets which we saw in the past couple of sessions had weakened where declines had taken an upper hand. Today it just makes up for all of that range bound movement given that the advances did take an upper hand today. But yes, coming to the Bank Nifty index, definitely a record high day for the Bank Nifty index, a percent gains for there. If you look at the broader end of the markets, both the mid cap and small cap indices have closed in the positive territory. And if you look at it from a sectoral perspective, it's the metal index that has taken the day and that has been one of the top sectoral performers of the day with about 2% gains. Other than that, if you look at Nifty Pharma index, that has also showcased a gain of about 1%. On the other hand, Nifty Realty once again extending the gains to about the second consecutive day. So all of these three pockets which was defying the market trend yesterday also, today also they have been holding well in green. If you look at Nifty Pharma, Metal or even the Realty pack, all of them have been extending gains to about the second consecutive day. IT index has also been doing well, nearly a percent gains coming in for there, given that the Fed officials have indicated that December could be the time that the Fed might opt for another rate cut as well, and that's why you can see majority of the buying interest is cropped up in the tech basket as well. On the other hand, if you look at Nifty Auto Index, definitely once again doing well, breaks the 3-day losing streak in today's trading session, given that there has been a broad-based buying that has been observed in the markets, and that's why you can see all of the sectoral indices have ended in the green as of now. But yes, coming to the top gainers and losers, you can see HDFC Life has been doing quite well. 2.5% gains coming in for the counter. JSW Steel, Bajaj Finserv, some of the other gainers. Bajaj Twins have done quite well. Geo Financial, Interglobe Aviation. On the other hand, if you look at the top losers, it includes the likes of your Bharti Airtel, SBI Life seeing a cut of about 0.2%. Asian Paints and SBI also showcasing a decline, and one of the the top losers on the Nifty 50 list. But yes, coming back to you, Coming back to you, Ashish, how does the insurance space look like? I mean, if you look at HDFC Life, it is one of the top gainers, but if you look at SBI Life, it's one of the top losers on the Nifty 50. So, on a technical perspective, how would you juxtapose this?
Yes, HDFC Life is looking good on the charts. It almost moved 3%, quarter to 3%, 2.5%, I'll say, in today's session. Stock has given a clean breakout above its November highs. So stock is well placed to head towards 800 and 805 zone. So yes, it's looking good on the charts. The support area, which is on the charts, is 775.
Okay, okay, all right. That's the view coming in for HDFC Life as well. Let's take another stock in focus. That was your Unimec Aerospace. Given that the company has approved an investment of up to 5 crore rupees to acquire 29% stake in their engineering technologies as well. And the shares of the company also snapped its 2-day losing streak. But Ashish, the stock has already witnessed a fall of about 30% this year. So what can we expect going ahead for Unimec Aerospace?
I think stock is trying to find a is consolidating and trying to make a base near 950 level, which is a support area. Even in the month of October, stock consolidated in this zone and did a bounce back. So I'll be looking forward if the breakout sustains above 980, then it can be buy can be initiated here for the next probable target of 1030 level.
Okay, all right. All right, just one last question before I let you go, Ashish. What are your top picks? Anything that you want to underline in this market?
So BSE remains our top pick. Other than BSE, I think Reliance is looking really good on this on the charts. It has given a clean breakout, and even in today's market, major contribution in the Nifty came from the Reliance. So one can go long for the next probable target of 1650 by keeping a small stop loss of 1550.
Okay, all right. All right, those are the two stocks we need to watch out for. But with that, we have to let you go, Ashish. Thank you so much for joining and connecting with us.
Yeah.
Of course, it has been quite a great day for the markets today because Nifty has seen the best single day rally in the last 5 months. It was the last rally that the Nifty had seen was in June 26 of this year, and after that we are seeing the best single day gains for the Nifty 50 as well. 320 points gain coming in for Nifty, above that 26,205. Of course, the 26,277, that is the magic number that the Nifty has to attain for its lifetime high levels as well. So just a couple of points here and there. So just less than 80 points to go for Nifty to achieve that mark as of now. But yes, Sensex also did quite well. 1,000 points gain coming in for Sensex as well. And if you look at majority of the heavyweights have done quite well, and that's what contributed to the market's overall upside. So if you look at Reliance Industries, that did quite well. HDFC Bank also did well. So all of the IT and even the banking index have contributed to the Nifty's up move in today's trading session. Of course, even the Nifty IT index, given the fact that the Fed officials have indicated that the rate cut could take place in the month of December once again, and the Fed could opt for the third rate cut, straight third rate cut this time. So that is what has kept the interest alive in the IT stocks as well. But yes, according to the CME FedWatch tool, the markets have been pricing in about 83% chance for a Fed rate cut as soon as in the month of December. Now, how RBI will move ahead with this is something that we'll be watching out for, because inflation has remained at the lower levels. So we will watch whether or not RBI also moves on with a rate cut in this in its December MPC policy meeting as well. But yes, apart from the rising US Fed rate cut hopes, it was the global market rally also, given that the US markets did end higher in yesterday's trading session. Asian markets also started the day on a positive territory, and even European shares in today's trading session also did see some positive movement, mirroring some of the strong global cues as well. Apart from that, we did see that the declining crude oil prices also contributed to the overall sentiment in today's trading session, given that the Russia-Ukraine peace deal is on track, and we'll be watching out whether or not this actually gets fructified, which is brokered by the Trump administration. But yes, to understand how the market looks like for the long-term trajectory and how you should build your portfolios, I'll go across to market expert Anil Rego, who is the founder and CEO of Right Horizons. Anil, good afternoon. I mean, it's a good day for markets. Just a couple of points for Nifty to retain its lifetime high. So, do you think in the next couple of sessions, and of course this year, is when we can achieve those levels?
Yeah, definitely. I was hoping that it is this year, okay, and if possible, this month itself, because we are just in striking distance. I also believe that, of course, once the top is broken out, then hopefully there'll be a bit of a spike from there, uh, which normally happens whenever sort of a top is broken out. So let's hope for the best.
Okay, okay. Anil, today's market optimism came in on the back of the Fed rate cut expectations as well. And that's why we did see that the global markets also rallied on the strong foot. So, are you seeing a rate cut in December, or which camp are you leaning in as of now?
Yeah, so I think we hopefully we should see a rate cut in December. Inflation continues to be sort of down. We don't have a trade agreement in place as yet. So I guess there's also reason to, continue to support the market, continue to support liquidity, till such time at least that we see a bit of a trade agreement in place. That said and done, I think even if you look at from the earnings side and other factors, hopefully we should, see some bit of momentum from here.
Okay, okay. Anil, how do you think the RBI would move in its December policy mood meeting? Because you're saying that there should be some consensus when it comes to the Fed rate cut, and of course, it would be the third rate cut that the Fed would opt for. So, do you believe that RBI would also move with an easing rate stance for the month of for this December policy meeting?
I think they have all reason to do so. They also now have, if the Fed also, you see that there, then they have, they're under pressure, right? When the Fed sort of cuts rates to also be able to do that. And I think there's sufficient reason also uh, to do here, considering that inflation also is well within control. So it gives them comfort to be also able to have a rate cut.
Okay, okay. Anil, now that we have the second quarter earnings season, which is concluded, so where do you stand on market valuations in terms of India Inc.'s performance and, of course, the indication forward as well?
Yeah, so I think on earnings, it has been a bit of a mixed bag. Definitely, we can see that there's a upward trend there. What is also good is, you see a number of companies are doing better than uh, the street estimates. So that is also sort of good there. But the concern is it's a little bit restricted to some of the larger cap and possibly the mid cap stocks and the mid cap segment of it. Yes, definitely, we are not yet seen sufficient, momentum on the small cap side. In fact, that has been a bit of our view that, the small caps will take some more time, and we are hoping that, in the JFM, Jan Feb March quarter, small caps also should follow suit. But I think the first step is that, we've seen a bit of a pause in the past, then we've seen some little bit of an uptick from here. Okay, and one hopes that there's also a bit of a consolidation that we see in terms of earnings growth, and that's our expectation right into, say, the next financial year. So FY27, I think that we should continue to see that earnings momentum continues to grow.
Okay, okay. But Anil, FI outflows, that has been a major concern for our markets. Given that the valuations could be turning favorable against other emerging markets, can you expect that it would restore some of the faith in terms of investor?
So one of the points to keep in mind on FI, flows is that it swings between from the extreme points, right? So we saw a bit of an extreme point on outflows from Indian markets, and if you go back and study history, actually it's positive, right? Because at some time from here, you see a bit of an inflection. You saw a bit of an inflection a few weeks back, and the markets also moved there. And so when both of them come together, then both domestic as well as FIIs come together, that sort of really creates momentum for Indian markets. And one expects that this sort of little bit of a turnaround that we are seeing in terms of at the first pause in outflows, and then sort of reducing which reduction that we saw in the last month. So that is something that I think will help us, get to a point that probably from here, you should also see that, you get to the positive side of things, and that is where I think hopefully all the, multiple factors come together. So I'm not as negative on FI flows, because, we are closer to inflection point from which we think that, it will turn the other way around.
Okay, okay, okay. Anil, let's talk about some sector-specific moves as well. I mean, IT sector is back in focus, and it has a good November month performance as well. We've seen better second quarter performance, but what do you believe? I mean, the discretionary spending is still remains weak across selective verticals. So, would you advise investors to take some exposure here, given that majority of them have been saying that the risk-reward ratio has turned favorable for the IT sector?
Yeah, that's something we also believe that, in fact, almost a couple of weeks back, I did also suggest the same thing, that we're not really bullish in the long term on IT for various reasons, but I think it's now become a bit of a value play, okay, because it's been down for a long period of time, and it's also been frustratingly long, right? In terms of period, there was always an expectation, okay, now it should come back, and that has been there for some time. And and typically from those periods of, complete, irritation that you have, that, okay, from here, let's leave IT. I think we've come to that point, and it's not surprising in our view to see a bit of an uptick, and I think that will also continue, through a few months, or quarters also probably. So that is, the good part, and we are seeing at company levels also there's some bit of tailwinds that you will have from AI projects in this period of time, because companies are also looking to, revamp and rewire themselves. So that is something which will be sort of short-term tailwinds. But, from the long term, we still want to be cautious. So as and when sort of it does well for you, then you can always take some money out of IT.
Okay, okay. Anil, let's also talk about banks, because, I mean, there have been a consensus buy, but what would you prefer? I mean, PSU banks over the private banks, given that there is some bit of a margin comfort and margin play also going there, because right now we are envisaging that RBI also might cut rates in its December policy meeting. So would you say that the environment actually favors PSU banks in this current scenario then?
Yeah, honestly, we are positive about both, because even the private sector banks, have been down and probably sideways for a long, long period of time. So I think that also is come to a point where it makes sense for them to also come back. As number of them, the earnings growth has continued to be there, maybe at a lower pace, but that is something which had continued to be there while markets have and the stocks have consolidated. But still, yes, I think there's a lot more headroom for PSU banks, and that will possibly from the market standpoint and from momentum, etc. I think PSU banks will probably outpace the private sector banks.
Okay, okay, all right. Right. Anil, we had an interesting note earlier today where, Motilal Oswal, they have shared some buy calls for Kajaria Ceramics, Century Plyboards, and they've been expecting that there could be some revival from the second half of the fiscal year. But what's your view? I mean, because we've seen that in the past 2 years, the sector has seen some low volumes and margins have been hurt because of higher input costs. Would you believe that second half would be somehow better than the first half?
Yeah, so I don't want to comment on specific stocks, but yes, I think from some of the stocks you mentioned, definitely in line with the broader, economic growth in line. We also have some of the sectors, especially like housing and etc., where we had monsoons and stuff. So those should sort of come out of that period, and you'll probably start seeing, demand coming back. And in line with our broader view also that, uh, yeah, at a fundamental level, I think, combination of factors is, going to be positive for in all companies, including the small cap side. I think, all of them will participate in that broader trend.
Okay, okay. Anil, what about in the consumer space? I mean, any particular segment or sub-segment that you're liking at this particular point of time? Because, I mean, staples did see some GST destocking in the second quarter, and they expect that the second half would be something better than the first half. But within the consumer universe, what are you watching out for?
Yeah, so we have a few sectors which are our favorites in some form. We like the value fashion retail, okay, because we think that, organized retail will sort of do better, and the penetration levels, will continue to increase for the organized sector from say about 15%, possibly, to about 23% over the next 3-4 years. So that is something which we like. We also like, similar construct. We also like, retail jewelry should also sort of do well, again, benefiting from a similar trend towards sort of organized retail. So there are, pockets that, we like. Uh, I think wealth management is another favorite sector, not exactly, on the retail side, but yeah, it's again consumer focused. So wealth management is something also that, we like there. Again, combination of, I think, factors from the Indian economy, and move towards financialization, move the wealth increase, as well as, the increasing penetration of professional, wealth managers. I think all of them together will sort of help. So these are the 3 or 4 within the consumer place that, we.
Okay, okay. Anil, what about the alcohol companies? I mean, because they've done quite well in the second quarter, but how do you see the way forward, given that there has been some debt crisis when it comes to Telangana government and their payments have been stalled? So, I mean, going ahead, will they be able to sustain this kind of growth that they have seen in the second quarter?
Think so. I think hopefully, this quarter also will continue to see an up move. Yes, I was hoping that some of the Telangana government, I don't think these things last for too long a period of time. So those sort of get resolved. So you may see some bit of respite also, coming in from that front. But I think broadly and structurally, I think, it will continue to grow.
Okay, okay. All right, Anil, with that, we have to let you go. But thank you so much for joining and connecting with us and taking us through your sectoral picks and topics as well. All right, of course, that's all we have for this edition of Closing Bell. But yes, it has been a good day for the markets. It's a positive start for the December series. And like we were talking about with our experts of the show as well, they are seeing that, December could be the month when Nifty would attain its lifetime highs. So all hopes for that, whether or not this bull rally can continue in the upcoming sessions as well. But for now, we have come to an end of this edition of Closing Bell. But before I let you go, let me once again introduce you to Moneycontrol Super Pro, which can be your ultimate investment superpower. You can get all the live trading calls, investment ideas from SEBI-registered experts, pre-identified chart patterns, and AI-powered stock alerts right on your WhatsApp to help you trade and invest with confidence. So download the Moneycontrol app and subscribe to Super Pro today itself.